What's going on, squad? So today we're gonna go over how to make compost. My second video that I did was creating a compost bin out of a $20 trash can, and I see that you guys loved it. That was one of my best performing videos. So I know I didn't get into much detail on how to actually make the compost. It was more on teaching you how to make the compost bin. So today we are going to go over how I actually make my compost. All right, squad. So the ingredients of compost. One is cardboard. One is paper. Those are your carbons. Also wood chips, dead grass, dead leaves. Those are all carbons. Uh, so you need a carbon base, which we will get into more of that farther on in the video. Then you will also need a nitrogen base, something like grass clippings or living fallen leaves or garden trimmings, food scraps, any of those things, anything that's living. Of course, we cannot use poultry. That's like chicken, ham, turkey. Of course, you can use it, but it takes longer to break down, and you don't want all those rodents and everything in your compost making a mess of it. So I try to stay away from stuff like that. So you would need that carbon and that nitrogen. That carbon and nitrogen together makes a chemical reaction that somehow breaks everything down to get that fine black gold that we call compost. But for the most, I keep my compost simple. So when I cut my yard, I use my grass trimmings, and I also order a chip drop every year. So they come and just drop. So basically, an arborist come and drop wood chips from trees that they cut down around the city. They come and drop what they have off for me to use in my garden. And once I put what I'm going to use in the garden, I use the rest of those wood chips to go on my compost. Also, at the end of every season, fall hits, the leaves start turning, they fall to the ground. People go and rake those up. So I just drive around the neighborhood. I will collect bags of leaves and I will keep them stored over to the side. I will collect my leaves as well and keep those leaves stored to the side. And I will use that to make my compost. So I'll cut my yard, add some leaves, some dead leaves for the carbon. The grass would be my nitrogen base. Uh, so yeah, but let me get into showing you how I actually mix everything together. So for every one bag of grass that I collect, I get some carbon. Give me 1 second. So I get some carbon and I add it. So how I do mine is normally a carbon base, so a carbon bottom, a nitrogen middle,
And then you take some compost, some already compost stuff that you got composting, and then you put it in there. That microbial life that's in this compost that's already breaking down, only thing you're doing is just adding that to what you're now creating. So I just take a couple of scoops of carbon and add it to my nitrogen. Then I come get some more nitrogen. Add it, and then I get some carbon. So I do for every 1, 2, 3, or I say every 3 scoops of nitrogen, I do about 4 scoops of carbon. Far as the compost for the microbial life, I just do a couple of handfuls. That's it. That's all. So it's pretty much, it's like making a lasagna. You lay your noodles down, you lay your meat down, you lay your cheese down. You lay your noodles down, you lay your meat down, you lay your cheese down. That's pretty much all you're doing. Once you get through adding everything, pretty much all you're gonna do is just give it a little toss, like you're tossing a salad. Of course, you want to add water to it. I am not gonna add water to it because it's gonna rain tomorrow. So I'm just gonna leave the covers off of all my containers so that rain can get inside those bins. I don't have any table scraps in there, so I don't have to worry about critters. But yeah, that's compost. So this is what the compost looks like as it breaks down. If your compost, once you dig down in there, if your compost is still warm, that means it's still breaking down. But if you feel that it is cool in any way, that means it's time to either add either more nitrogen to the mix to start heating it back up so it can continue to break down, or it's time to start bringing what's on the bottom up to the top, doing a mix on it. But as long as it's warm, it is doing its job. Most of the time, it could start cooling down because it doesn't have enough moisture. But this is what we have added and what we have mixed up, and it is nice and toasty. You see all that good whiteness in there? Yeah, that's what we're looking for. And the rest of those leaves that I had, the rest of the grass trimmings that I had left over that I did not use, it is now turning into a carbon base. So now I have more carbon. Not talking about the carbon from the wood chips that I still have up front, but yeah, we still have more carbon. So next time we cut the yard and we want to mix up some more, we'll cut the yard, add that, then we have this carbon base here. But yes, this is what we do and how we do it. But I do thank you, squad, for rocking with me. If you have any questions whatsoever, leave them down in the comments. I will be sure to answer any questions. Thank you. Stay tuned.